Hello and welcome to Quickbooks. I'm excited to get this course started with you. To do so, I want to make sure we walk through Blackboard, and I want to show you a couple of things and where to find stuff and how assignments and tests work within Quickbooks. So first of all, each week you should get an announcement from me detailing out what you should be working on this week. So make sure each week you go to your announcements and see where you should be working and what should be accomplished for that week. Again, this is right under the announcements. If you ever need to get a hold of me, click on faculty information and you'll be able to find my email address as well as my office hours. Please email me if you want to get a hold of me. That's the best option. Even if you are going to visit during office hours, you can always stop by. But if you can email me first just to make sure I'm going to be in my office, that would be helpful. I wanted to walk through a couple things in the syllabus for you. If you click this syllabus tab, that'll take you there. I'm going to go directly to the syllabus because I already have it open. Make sure you read all through this syllabus as there's a lot of important information in here. But I'm just going to highlight some key items that need to be known on this syllabus. But again, make sure you read the entire document. The required book is the QuickBooks 2019 Comprehensive. You can buy this in the bookstore or directly through a link from the publisher. The cheapest way to buy this book is for $74, which gives you just the ebook and access to our Labyrinth learning system. Again, this can be done through that link. Otherwise, you can buy it in the bookstore or also purchase that hard copy through that link. One thing I do want to make sure you're aware of, QuickBooks does not work on Mac computers. Harper does have QuickBooks installed on 3 computers in the Mega Lab i223. This is helpful because it's right across the hall from my office, so if you're working on these computers, you can always stop by for additional help. But make sure you understand that that QuickBooks program cannot be installed on a Mac computer. Harper does have these computers available to you, but make sure you're able to actually come to Harper to use them before you continue with this class. The way the grading works in this class, we have weekly assignments, which are worth 5 points each. There's typically about 4 to 5 assignments per chapter. We have a weekly test. These are 10 multiple choice questions for each chapter. These are open book, open note. They are not timed. Just make sure you take your time to actually complete these chapter quizzes. The goal here is to make sure you understand the material. And then we have some discussion board points. First, an introduction, and also ways that we can connect with each other and help each other through this class. You get points for both of those. And then 5 points goes towards a week 1 quiz, just making sure you understand all of this information. The last page of this syllabus, again, everything in here is important. Make sure you read that and the services that are available to you. But I would print out this assignment worksheet. It tells you what week we'll be working on which chapters. All of these assignments are due by the Sunday at midnight before the next week starts. Going back to the Blackboard shell, I'm going to show you a couple of other items. First, going back to the syllabus, in the syllabus tab, you'll also find this week 1 to-do list. This is more detailed than what's in the announcements because week 1 is probably the hardest week of QuickBooks. It just takes a lot to get this program installed, everything up and running, and navigating through a new program. So this week 1 to-do list, I would again recommend printing out. It's going to give you pictures. It's going to tell you exactly where you need to go and what you need to click in order to get started. So it walks you through this Labyrinth Learning eLab system, shows you how to log in, and shows you where to find information in that eLab. It will also help you to download these portable files into QuickBooks. All of our assignments start with a file that has some company data in it. We have to import this company data to start working on these assignments. So these pages here show you and walk you through how to actually do that. So again, useful information to print out, keep with you, keep handy. Back in QuickBooks, you can go see there's also the course calendar here. It'll show you what you need to be working on, just trying to keep you on task. Sometimes when you're working in an online program, just staying on top of things is kind of difficult. So let me walk you through this Labyrinth Learning eLab. When you click on this, it'll take you to the Labyrinth Learning eLab page. You will need to log in and use your access code. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like once you've done that. So after you've logged in, you'll see something that looks like this. If you click on by chapter, it'll have the learning objectives, it'll have a PowerPoint presentation for you, and it gives you these self-assessment quizzes. These quizzes are not worth any points, but I would highly recommend doing those before you take your chapter test that is worth points. So there's a lot of good information in here explaining the chapter, but the one thing that's really great about this QuickBooks book, when you read through it, it really takes you step by step what you need to do. So make sure you look at each of these chapters. Definitely do these quizzes to make sure you're up to speed on what you should be learning before you take your chapter test. The other things that are in this eLab, this getting started video. This is very important. Make sure you watch this. It'll walk you through everything you need to know. Installing the trial software. So each of these access come with a trial software to QuickBooks. This will detail what your system requirements are, how to get this downloaded, and what you need to do. Definitely make sure you walk through this, preferably early on in this week. This will also kind of walk you through how to download these student files and how to work within QuickBooks. So make sure you look through each of these sections. The other sections that are going to be important to you are the Assignments tab. So you can see here, these are the assignments for each chapter. This is where you're going to submit those assignments following those instructions that are in QuickBooks or in Blackboard. And you'll see for chapter 1, we have 2 assignments. You're going to click the Submit Assignment tab, and you're going to attach your file here and click Submit. So you should be, here's the Submit button. These first 2 assignments are not difficult. They don't really require QuickBooks. You should be able to do these relatively easily. Again, it's just that learning curve. Hopefully chapter 1 will help learn this eLab system. The next thing, after you've completed your assignments for the week, you're going to want to go into your tests. Each week there's a chapter test that is due. You'll notice these due dates. You only get 1 attempt at these tests. Down here is where you see those self-assessment quizzes. There's no due date because these are not worth any points. Make sure that these are all done by their due date, otherwise you will not have access to them after that. In QuickBooks, you will also see your grades. These will be transferred to Blackboard twice during the semester, both at the midpoint and at the end of the semester, so that your grades are in both places. So that's your Labyrinth Learning. Again, your assignments tab, there's that week 1 quiz that just lets me know that you went through Blackboard. Directions on how to submit that assignment, debit versus credit, and some grading hints. Make sure you read these carefully. A couple of problems that we've had in the past is that it has to be an Excel file. Any CVS file does not grade appropriately. You cannot also share your Excel files. So even if you have a friend in QuickBooks, you cannot have one Excel file, give it to another person. Even if you save it, this software is actually pretty smart. They know that it's a different Excel, they know that it's the same Excel file even if you saved it differently. And also do not adjust those Excel files at all. Don't put your name on it, don't do anything, as once you start changing the lines, it will not grade appropriately. I do go back in and grade them manually if there's an issue, but let's try to do this right. All right, there's also a debit credit video in here if you need that as a reminder from Accounting 101, because those debits and credits and journal entries don't go away. So just as a quick tip, start at the syllabus tab. Make sure you get a book. There's multiple ways to get that book. You can click this link right here, which will take you to this page where you can buy the book directly. If you want an actual physical book, it's $123 through that link, or you can click that ebook and eLab access for only $74. Make sure you get this all done quickly because we want to make sure we can get into QuickBooks and get everything up and running so we don't fall behind. Please let me know if you have any questions once you have a chance to look through everything, and hopefully we'll have a great semester. Thank you.